Hello everyone, and welcome to this course on the fundamentals of English grammar. First of all, I want to thank everyone who's joining me in this course right now. Whether you're from Europe or Africa or Latin America or Asia, I'm sure that this course will help you understand the English language a whole lot more, and that by the end of this course, which consists of 50 lessons, your English grammar will improve greatly. So allow me to introduce myself. My name is Oliver. I am from the United States of America, and I was born and raised outside of San Francisco, California. So everything you'll be hearing in these lessons will be spoken with a typical American accent. The kind of accent that you hear in Hollywood movies or in American media, for example. Now, in this course, we will cover the fundamentals of the language and really focus on the grammar aspects step by step, because that's one thing I've noticed from my students. I've been a teacher for 9-10 years almost now, and a lot of my students have trouble with grammar. So hopefully I can help you with that as well. In our first lesson today, we are going to talk about articles. Now in English, we have two types of articles. We have indefinite articles and we have a definite article. The indefinite articles are called a. Okay, repeat it with me. A, an, and we have the definite article the. Okay, these articles come before nouns. Okay, again, these articles are placed before nouns. All right. With this article, the article A comes before a non-vowel. Okay, that means that it comes before the letters B, C, D, F, G, H, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, V, W, X, Y, and Z. These are non-vowels. They are also known as consonants. Okay, so B, C, D, F, G, H, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now, if a noun begins with one of these letters, we know that the indefinite article that precedes the noun is going to be the article A. Okay, A. Oftentimes people call it a. Okay, so it's pronounced A, or it can be pronounced a. Okay, especially in America. Americans usually say a. Okay, now with the article an, A-N, this comes before a noun that begins with a vowel being A, E, I, O, and U. A, E, I, O, and U are vowels. Okay? Now, they don't constitute a separate part of speech, but because they are associated with and come before nouns, they look and they act a lot like adjectives. But they don't describe nouns. They don't attribute qualities to the thing or person referenced by the noun, nor do they have any comparative or superlative forms as other adjectives do. All they do is identify nouns as nouns themselves, all while defining the thing or person named as a general class or as a specific member of a larger class. Okay? The indefinite articles, meaning the words a and an, always comes before a singular noun and never before a noun in the plural form. So, for example, a and an always come before a singular noun. Singular meaning one. We're only talking about one person, one place, one thing. One thing, okay? A and an, all right? In English, we often refer to a general group of things named by the particular noun. So for example, we say a beer, okay, or a beer, an apple, or a political party, okay, without specifying which beer or which apple or which political party. But if you know which one you want to specifically talk about, you can refer to that thing with this article, the. Okay, so we use the definite article the for more specific things. So you can say the beer, okay, the apple, okay, and the political party. So let's go ahead and take a look at some examples and learn 2 new verbs later in our lessons, okay? So let's begin. We have number 1, and we have a cat. Okay, we have the word cat, C-A-T. Oftentimes people have cats as pets, and you know what a cat is, right? A cat is like an animal that you have in your house, okay, a cat. And which article are we going to use? Well, we have a C here. A C is a consonant, and this noun begins with a C, so we're going to use a. A cat. Now remember, Americans often pronounce this article a. So for me, for example, I prefer to say a cat. Next we have dog, okay, which is like a cat. You can also have, I can't draw a dog very well, but a dog kind of looks like this, I guess. Okay. So that's my dog, my version of a dog. We say a dog, okay, or a dog. Now we have a picture, okay. A picture is oftentimes you have a picture frame like that, and you have a person in a picture, okay, and they're smiling and they're waving or whatever. So we say a picture. Again, we have the letter P, which is a consonant, so a picture, okay. Now we have table. A table is where you sit down and you eat dinner. So we could say a table or a table. Next we have number 5, which begins, this noun in this case begins with a vowel. A, E, I, O, U are vowels, remember. So we have elephant. An elephant is the largest mammal that lives on land. They live in Africa, they live in Asia. We're going to say an elephant. An elephant. Then we have umbrella. Okay, and you know what an umbrella is. An umbrella is used to protect yourself from the weather, the rainy weather outside, or maybe snow. We say an umbrella. And then finally we have an apple, which is everybody's favorite fruit. Okay, we say an apple. So a cat, a dog, a picture, a table, an elephant, an umbrella, and an apple. Okay, now let's look at the definite article the. Sometimes people pronounce the as the, okay, but not too often. Most people pronounce it the. So we'll say the cat, the dog, the picture, the table, the elephant, the umbrella, and the apple. Okay, the cat, the dog, the picture, the table, the elephant or the elephant, the umbrella, the apple. Okay, oftentimes when people pronounce it the, we have a vowel. Okay, the elephant, the umbrella, and the apple. All right, remember that we use an, okay, when a word that comes after it starts with a vowel, A, E, I, O, and U. Now, this is because it makes it easier to pronounce, okay? So it's kind of hard to say a elephant, okay? You could say it, but it sounds better to say an elephant, okay? Instead of saying a umbrella, we say an umbrella, okay? See how it smoothly goes to it transitions to the next word? Same here. A apple becomes an apple. It transitions smoothly to the next word, that being apple. Now let's take a look at some verbs. Okay, we have two verbs here. The first verb is to have. Okay, so to have. Okay, and then we have the verb to see. You know, you see with your eyes, to see. So you can say, for example, and I'll turn like this. You could say, number one, I have a cat. Okay, I have a cat. Or number two, I have an umbrella. Number three, I see a dog. Number four, I see an apple. Number five, I see an elephant. Number six, I see a picture. And number seven, I see a table. Okay, so again, I have a cat. I have an umbrella. I see a dog. I see an apple. I see an elephant. I see a picture. I see a table. All right? Now, guys, we also have plural nouns. So you remember a and an is used with nouns that are in the singular form, meaning one. You have one of something, one person, one place, one thing. Okay? Singular. Okay? A and an. The, on the other hand, can be used with singular and plural. Okay? It doesn't matter. The can also be used with every letter of the alphabet, that being A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Okay? So let's go ahead and continue. If we have plural nouns which are simple to identify, since most of them only add an S at the end, okay, S being this letter right here, we have an S, we add it to the end of a letter, we have to take out the articles a and an if we make a noun in the plural form, okay? But we don't have to do this with the. For example, number one is a cat. Okay, so what can we say with a cat? We have to get rid of a. We're going to say cats. Number two is a dog. Get rid of a. We say dogs. Number three, a picture becomes pictures. Number four, a table becomes tables. Number five, an elephant becomes elephants. Number six, an umbrella becomes umbrellas. Number seven, an apple becomes apples. Now here with the definite article the, we keep the, we don't erase the, and we just say cats. The cats, the dogs, the pictures, the tables, the elephants, the umbrellas, and the apples. Okay, so pretty easy. Now we have sentences here. Okay, I have, get rid of a, we can say I have cats. Number two, I have, get rid of an, umbrellas. Number three, I see, we can say I see dogs. Number four, I see apples. Okay, now let's say, for example, these right here are with the. Okay, so instead of an, we'll have the. We'll erase these right here and we'll put the. I see the elephant, I see the picture, and I see the table. Okay, just like this. Now, in this case, we don't have to get rid of the. Okay, so all we have to do is say I see the elephants, I see the pictures, and I see the tables. Okay, so it's pretty simple. And guys, that's it for this lesson. This is lesson number 1 on indefinite articles, a and an, and definite article, the definite article the. And then we have two verbs, the verb to have and to see. And we have a few nouns here, that being cat, dog, picture, table, elephant, umbrella, and apple. So just go ahead and make sure you memorize all these words. In the next lesson, we're going to be reviewing this and some. So again, as always, I want to say thank you so much for tuning in, and I will definitely see you in lesson number 2. Bye everyone. See you.